So I'm sitting here on this beautiful rainy Seattle day. It is pouring rain outside. It's not that cold, middle of winter, but it's not cold. When I first moved here, I moved here from the East Coast. I moved here from New York. Still got Boston on, but I'm really from New York. Just family loved Red Sox. A lot of family from New England. So when they migrated to upstate New York, we kept the Sox. So still repping it out here on the west side of the states. And so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna call this one yet. I'm gonna call it's got to be some type of part 3 because it's related to the other videos. If you haven't seen the other 2 videos, you should watch those before you watch this one, because I'm gonna basically try to continue some of the ideas where I left off. First of all, I want to say to all the people that watched that, thank you so much. I can't even, kind of boggles my mind that even that many people watched it. I first started doing this more for archive purposes for myself than expecting anyone to watch it. It was like something like 20 people watched the first one, and then like 150 people or something watched the second one. So if you watched it, thank you. A couple people commented. If you commented, thank you. I try to reply to the comments. I don't know if I explicitly stated the goal of what I'm trying to do, but I'm really trying to make a space that's like essentially defined by good faith arguments, and not, no toxicity, man. Like that's like the #1 thing I hate about the internet. I mean, I got gray in my beard, man. I'm too old for toxicity, man. Like, I don't even have a real beard. I got fake beard, fucking gray in it, man. Like, I'm too old for toxicity on the internet. And so that's kind of where I'm continuing from where I left off, right? So the Brandon Buckingham video and the whole Brandon Buckingham thing, where he kind of went a little bit off the rails, and you can see in some of his earlier videos before he ended up going to the mental hospital or whatever happened, you can kind of tell in the way he's doing the videos that he's not happy, and he seems kind of not happy to be doing and not happy to be there, which is unfortunate. And I think this is like, right, so the original video that I made was saying, if you have a dream, if you have an idea, it sounds cliche, it sounds stupid, but do it. Just do it. Like the damn fucking Shia LaBeouf meme, right? Like, really just do it, though. Because really, at the end of the day, you're the only thing that's stopping you from literally making your dreams come true. It sounds cliche, it sounds stupid, but if you look at all the people, like if you look at history, if you look at, and not even just fuck history, if you look at the modern day and you look at, people that are successful in so many different areas, they're just people that just said, fuck what anyone says, fuck what anyone thinks, I'm just gonna do what I love, and they made something out of it, and yeah, it's like small portions of the population that become certain things, but if you really start to look and you really start to ask questions and you really start to follow the money and find not just money, but find people that are living like really fulfilling, happy lives, I mean, they will tell you over and over again that one day they just decided that they're gonna go after what they love. That's what's the most important, what they love. So this is the thing, right? So that was the first video, right? Well, what do I genuinely, more than anything, would love to have a place where I felt like I could talk to people, and almost like an old style, like a coffee house, right? It's like you go to a coffee shop today, everybody's on their phones, everybody's got their headphones, there's no one talking, like almost like a bar but without the alcohol. It's like, why does the only place where people can go and talk and go over ideas and exchange ideas have to be like alcohol? At least I'm talking specifically where I live in the West, in America. It's like the only real places where you can just go and have like discussions is like bars. And I think that's insane. And so I think that the hunger and the wanting for this space where people can talk is essentially universal, because look at the rise of social media, right? Like, this is something that social media promised in the beginning, or one of the promises of social media was where interconnected. Everyone can speak to everyone. It's a marketplace of ideas, freedom of speech, like all these things. And now anyone paying any attention knows all those things are out the window. And again, and so that's getting into the second video, right? The second video I was talking about are some of the downsides of just do it, or if you're one of those people that's like me, that overthinks everything, and you're looking at all sides and the pros and cons and everything, and you get to a point with looking at the YouTubers where it's like, man, a lot of people are getting screwed over, and a lot of people are losing their accounts for no reason, and a lot of crap is happening, and there are a lot of bad people that are on YouTube, and good people that get taken off YouTube, and people like JCS, who's like, everyone knows JCS if you know anything about true crime YouTube. He's basically the king of true crime YouTube, and they're harassing him, and YouTube is harassing him, and it's just mind-boggling to me, because it really feels like YouTube has become a place where they're saying, no, we don't want anything discussing real life, adult topics, anything and it's like insane, because it's like, I'm an adult, I can choose to watch what I want to watch, and their response would be, oh, well, we don't take it all down, but it's like, you demonetize it, you make it impossible for those people to survive. Thank God we have Patreon, because if it wasn't for Patreon, like, half these channels wouldn't exist. And then the problem with Patreon is, it's like, all right, well, now I have to pay. Before I could, let's say YouTube Premium. Of course, there's a million problems with YouTube Premium. But let's say YouTube Premium, you could pay a monthly amount and you get access to all these different creators. Now it's like you have to pay for each individual creator. I don't have that kind of money, man. Like, I'm on YouTube. Like, whatever's on YouTube, I'm watching. If you're not on YouTube, I'm not watching it. Like, or other free platforms. It's like, if you're Patreon exclusive, or you're getting your money through Patreon, like, working class people like me cannot do that. Can't pay for a million different Patreons. It's not happening, right? So, and then with all, with Twitter, with these different platforms, and Facebook, Instagram, I don't even use any of those. I really only use YouTube at this point. And I used to be on Twitch, but Twitch, same thing. Twitch is banning people left and right, totally arbitrary. No one knows the rules. It's just complete insanity. And so people are coming to YouTube, but there's tons of bullshit with YouTube. And I'm not just knocking YouTube. Obviously, I'm putting this video on YouTube. There's a lot of amazing things about YouTube. I still, I've been a user since 2005, since literally the very, very beginning, and I love the platform. I think it's an amazing platform. I think that the direction that they're taking it is kind of scary. You see like these family channels, like the Ace channel, who it's like everything's so glossy and beautiful and perfect, and then it's of course a facade, it's of course a veneer, but those are the like the Ace family, I'm saying they get proven to be frauds, of course. If you have any type of clairvoyance, you could see that. But these seem like the type of channels that YouTube is promoting. It seems like these type of glitzy, glamoury videos are like what YouTube wants. And it seems like the real, but then the weird thing is then it's like, oh, well, mainstream media, they can post. And then the whole getting rid of dislikes, it's like the whole entire getting rid of dislikes thing, I'm sorry, but it was to protect these mainstream media platforms that get tons of dislikes, because everyone universally disagrees with them, but they can't handle the smoke, so they have to go cry to YouTube and say, get rid of dislikes. And it's just like, okay, I don't know. It's like, I just can't help but think it, like, is there a, the board, are they aware of what's happening on the ground at all? Who knows? So yeah, so that was approaching one of the issues with quote unquote saying just do it. It's like, all right, well, I don't want to be that type of like creator person where have this Patreon and if people are paying all this money. Like, I want most, of course I want to get, of course it's a dream, right, to get paid to do commentary. It's a dream to get paid to do YouTube. It's a dream. But the thing is like, right, it's like once you depend on your income for that, it's like, oh, it can get snapped away. So you got to think bigger than that, right? And it's like, man, I just have such a hard time sometimes with the idea of diversifying on these platforms, Twitter, Instagram. I'm not with these platforms. Like, a lot of their behavior and a lot of the things they do is just insanity. It's just, And so I feel like so many people right now are dying for just a space, and I hate to use the word normal because this is not what I mean. Like, normal just in the sense that it's like no extreme views, no one's freaking out, no one's, I'm just dying for a place where it's like we can just have good faith discussions on either side of the aisle where we represent either idea well, because if you're a real American, that's what America was supposed to be about. Like, America was supposed to be, okay, we don't agree with these people over here, but we're gonna die for their right to speak, and we're gonna put their ideas forth and our ideas forth and battle it out, and whichever the best idea wins, right? Like, I'm sorry, but I am a progressive. I'm speaking as a progressive, and a progressive all my life. You know, I can make, you know, if anyone wants to, you know, talk to me and make a video on it and say I'm not a progressive, they say all this stuff and want to well, you know, have a discussion with me about it. I'm happy to do that. I'm honestly, I would love to do discussions with anybody. Anybody that wants to talk to me, just leave a comment and I'll get in a video with you if you want. But yeah, seriously though, what the hell was I saying? Shit. Oh yeah, I'm definitely a progressive, first of all. And second of all, as a progressive, speaking as someone who really truly believes in a lot of progressive ideals, we need the conservatives. We need the people who like are pumping the brakes, because we're sometimes hitting the gas and accelerating really hard, and then you know, there are a lot of progressive things that end up getting happening, and it's like, nope, that was too much, and we need the conservatives to kind of pump the brakes a little bit and like slow down. So we need that push and pull, you know, checks and balances is the point, right? And something like Destiny, you know, if you in the community, you know, commentary community at all, you obviously know Destiny. That's like something Destiny talks about a lot, is like, man, people are stuck in their holes. Like Destiny and Andrew Callahan, you know, I recently watched his This Place Rules, and same thing. Like he was on like the NBA or NPR Boston or something, talking about NPR, and then he was on there was a thing with Don Lemon on CNN where these people are trying to, you know, box in what he's saying, and he's like, no, it's about media echo chambers and how people get caught in these echo chambers and they spin around and around and around and around, and they don't know the truth and they don't know the fiction, they don't know anything at all, and they're just trapped. And there's no communication between them because both sides say, well, they're evil, well, they're evil, well, they're evil, well, they're evil, and no one's just sitting down at the table and saying, can we have a discussion about the real ideas? And that's, I don't totally just blame people, because the conservatives are right. In the beginning, their ideas were getting banned left and right out of every market, you know, and it's like, you know, now there's kind of some pushback, and progressives are kind of getting banned now, and da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, you can make an argument for either one being banned, obviously, before. But the point is that people are getting trapped in these media echo chambers, where if they're banned from one platform, they go to an alternative platform and they just get sucked in, and that's all they hear, that's all they see, that's all they know. And we need a way to break these platforms apart and facilitate real good faith communication. And I'm to the point where I really don't know if that's possible on the internet at all. I genuinely don't know if it's possible to do any type of good faith communication on the internet, because you need the face-to-face. Like, you need to have, you know, if someone's going to be representing their ideas, they have to have their face tied to their ideas. Because if not, it just seems like anonymity just makes it to where people just are, you know, encouraged to be trolls, encouraged to be bad faith. And I just haven't seen any examples of it going positively. Now, that's not to say that the internet couldn't be used to facilitate more real world conversation. And I think that is kind of really the idea that I am wanting to go with, wanting to propose, is some type of real, you know, more real world facilitation of communication, right? Now, would it be possible? I'd be willing to try it on the internet. I'm willing to talk to anybody. I'm willing to have a conversation with anybody, but it's like, if it's obvious, and I'm not going to explain the metric either. I don't need to explain my fucking rubric for this. If you're insane and you're good faith and you're not someone who's worthy of having a real conversation, then I'm not gonna have a real conversation with you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna troll you right back. I'm gonna fuck with you right back. There's just come on. Like, if you're a real child of the internet and you've been around since the start, then you know just as well as I do, man. Trolling is not new. It's fucking bullshit. And Don't feed the trolls, man. That's one of the earliest fucking goddamn rules on the internet, right? So yeah, so that's like one, right? And two, I don't know how many I have, but two of not really wanting to just get into YouTube is the Brandon Buckingham thing. I have a lot of respect for Brandon Buckingham. I think basically everything Brandon Buckingham has done is dope. I think it's dope that he did a song with a hilarious song with RXK Nephew, who's fire, and Christ Dillinger, who's also fire. If you don't know who those people are, you should check them out if you like rap. Underground rap. But yeah, Brandon Buckingham is real. And this is the thing, right? Is like I feel like I'm like allergic to like fakeness. I don't know how to explain that or like make it sound better. I just, man, like when there's fake people around me, I can't do it. I can't handle it. I can't. It just like breaks my ability to like be a, you know, in the situation, which is why I'm much more of a real life person. I'm not on the internet that much. I used to be on the internet back in the day, like back when it first, you know, computers and the internet and shit, like, you know, not really but I'm talking about like when I was young, when it was like 95, you know, 2000, those days. I was on the internet a lot back then, but nowadays, like, man, I deleted all my accounts. You know, I just can't be on the internet because it just seems like there's too much fakery, there's too much bullshit. And when I do find the few channels that I feel like this person's real, those are the things I really like end up latching onto, like Brandon Buckingham. And it makes me sad to see Brandon Buckingham going through what he went through, because I could see myself going through something similar, because I give my authentic self to people, and that's up for abuse. Like, that's the thing, right? Is like when you're going into YouTube or going into like music, it happens with music too, with artists all the time. You can't go into it like trying to be friends with everybody. It's a business. If you go into it trying to be friends with everybody, man, you're just gonna get fucked over. And this the thing, is I don't feel like I have a good metric right now for who's gonna fuck me over, who's not. Like, so that sometimes I feel like I'd rather just avoid it all. But at the same time, I have this deep, you know, everything I watch, everything I look at, everything I read, I have this feeling like I'm not doing what I need to be doing, or what I'm supposed to be doing. And I feel like that is using my voice to communicate with like-minded people and try to build this space where we can really have real good faith, bring back good faith, real communication, you know. But at the same time, you know, it's hard to do that, you know. Anybody would have said, right, if they put out 2 videos, one got 20 views, the next got 150 views, man, they better put out videos, and just drop to get that growth. But it's like, I don't know, I just have a hard time playing that game. Now, if there was enough of an audience, if there was people that wanted me to do it, there was like actually a lot of people that were like, yeah, no, and there were people participating, yeah, I could see myself doing it. But that's the thing, right? That's the number 2. I could see myself getting caught up, you know, making people my friends that aren't my friends, thinking too many people are my friends that aren't my friends, you know. So at this point, and then right, we get to like, well, then why am I doing it, right? And like, there's more. I'm sure there's more reasons for, you know, bad reasons, but it's like, at this point, why am I doing it? And the only reason I can really say is what I just said. Everything I do, I have this feeling that I need that for more. I have this, like, everything just feels like it's like fake, you know, like bad food. Like, you know how, like, if you're really hungry, right, and you eat a bunch of candy, it's like you're not gonna be hungry anymore necessarily, but you're not full. Like, you're just hurting. You're just like, damn, I just ate a fuck ton of candy. I'm not really hungry, but like I'm not really full, and I just kind of feel like shit. Like, that's where we're at. So, I don't know. I really don't know. But here I am. If anything, this is for archive purposes. You know, maybe this is because I've had 2 of my best friends die, and they had some of, you know, man, those 2 people, man, they had some of the best ideas about anything and everything. And I feel like I'm just at the point where I need to start putting my ideas out, trying to find people out there that have some type of like-minded ideas, try to just put it together, you know. And money and that type of shit is the last thing on my mind. I'm trying to connect people, ideas, man. Like, fuck, man. You know, that's what I'm saying. I was happy as hell. You know, I had 150 views, man. Man, that's, man, I fuck with each and every one of you, like, more than you know. And, like, here, let me give a quick 3 before we get to 20 minutes. The quick 3. I know I've already done a lot of rambling. I've been rambling. This has been a long ramble video. The number 3, at least what I can think of right now, right? I'm also a person that's searching for this. I'm also a person that's looking to fulfill my life in some way. I'm also a person that's, like, to put it in a, you know, like, bluntly, I'm in the trenches, bro. Like, with anybody and everybody that's with me, we're in the trenches. I'm anybody that's watching this video, that's searching for something, that feels like they got a hole inside of them, that everything they look at is fake, and everything they watch is fake, and everything is fake, and they feel like they got this hole inside of them, and they're listening to the words I'm saying right now, and they're visioning themselves sitting in that trench, and they're looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, yeah, that's the person I'm speaking to right now. Like, I'm not saying I have the answers. I'm just another person sitting here doing the same thing, watching, listening. Now I'm just trying number 3, speaking. I'm just trying to get to the 3rd stage, speaking. So basically that's like if we're in the trench together and we're looking at each other and bullets are flying and bah, 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 and I don't fucking know. We might go over that trench. You might get shot. I might get shot. We might both get blown to shit. But I don't have nothing else. So I'm going to go over that trench. And I want you to come with me. Let's go. Whatever fucking happens, happens. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it, man. And, like, I don't want anybody to ever get the, like the perception of me or the interpretation that I'm telling somebody how to live, how to think. No, bro. Like, whatever I say, whatever my ideas are, whatever, like, this what works for me. If it works for you, I'm happy as hell. If it doesn't work, cool. Find something that works. I'm not preaching. I'm not shoving no ideas down nobody's throat. All I'm trying to do is find some like-minded people. Maybe we could share some dope underground rap music that I don't have enough people that I know that really listen to, like, good shit. Maybe we can just, like, spit some real good ideas. That's it, man. That's it. So, hey, to anybody that's watching, anybody that watched, I'm with you. I'm right here. Peace.